Hello and welcome to another episode of Froch on Fighting with me, Carl Froch.
And me, Rachel Froch. Don't forget to like, share and more importantly, subscribe to this channel.
Right, not a great deal happening in the world of boxing, so therefore we're going to do a Q&A with you, the fans. Thank you for sending the questions. You had a good read through them?
I love the questions. I've been sitting in bed reading them.
Yeah, unfortunately for me. Anyway, let's get on with it. Right, before we start with the Q&A, I just want to mention Joe Cordina defended his IBF super featherweight world title against Vasquez at the weekend. Great win for him. He's up and running now. Tony Sims, well done, mate. Used to work my corner, Tony Sims did. He knows everything about boxing. And Mark Seltzer. We've also got the rematch between Chantel Cameron and Katie Taylor. First fight was great and it was close. That rematch is one to look forward to. And I'm also working next weekend on the show in Manchester, the Magnificent Seven. Looking forward to that. Got lots to look forward to, actually. Anyway, let's get on with the questions. Right, what you got for me?
Right, so I've got the first question. This is from Martin Diller.
What's me off when you laugh before you read the question?
What's your biggest ever attendance at one of your fights? And where?
Yeah. Wembley Stadium, 80,000. Get over it. You know what? People moan about me saying it, but then they love it when I say it.
They love it.
80,000 at Wembley Stadium. Can you believe it?
That was the very first question.
What, the first one on the actual?
The very first question, yeah, that everyone asked.
That's the very first response I get from every tweet or every message on X and every Instagram.
And it got loads of likes as well.
So yeah, I've answered that one.
I had to say that one
Next
first.
question.
Did you ever think that you and George Groves would end up being friends? Your rivalry was so intense and my favourite ever. That's from Ben Palmer.
I don't think I could ever envisage me and George Groves seeing eye to eye. No, if I'm honest. Such an intense build-up to the first fight. Intense fight as well. Got dropped in round one. And then the controversial stoppage that I didn't really think was that controversial. I think the fight could have gone on for another 2-3 seconds and it would have been conclusively over. In my favour, of course. But yeah, then we got the rematch and I chinned him at Wembley in front of all them people I mentioned a minute ago. But yeah, for me, it was done and dusted. And even though I got the win both times and put it behind me, I still didn't really want to engage with George Groves and talk to him and go on a friendly level with him. I retired from the game and then he carried on, had a great career, George.
He did, yeah. So where was the turning point then when you did become friends?
Yeah, the turning point was on a live broadcast at Sky Sports. He walked into the room. I think I've told this story before, but he came into the production meeting that we had, a little team meeting. All the talent turns up and the producers are there and Adam Smith was there. And anyway, whoever's in the team, Johnny Nelson, all the guys, Matthew Macklin. And I looked over and saw George and went over and made a beeline for him, had a chat with him. And he just said he'd been talking to Lee, the renovator, Froch, my brother, outside.
Yeah.
And yeah, they had a good chat. So that put him at ease. Not that he's been too worried about it, but if you think there's some beef and it's a bit intense and you've got to work with someone, it's not nice.
No.
But no, I kind of made up with him. And we've done tours, George Groves and Froch. Yeah, so...
You both bounce off each other now really well. It's quite nice to see.
Yeah, he's a little bit dry like I am. With a dry sense of humour. And he's quite quirky, George, when you get to know him. If you give him a chance, he's a likeable guy. But no, we do get on. And I could never see him being a friend of mine. I really do consider him a friend. I spoke to him last week.
That's
and
nice.
We're working together, actually, next Thursday. I think it's Hanbury, man. I might check that and close it with it because there's a couple more tickets actually left.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right, then. Do you think, personally, AJ will become 3 times heavyweight world champion before he retires?
I suppose it depends who retires before him, because I think it'd be difficult for him to beat Usyk. He's already lost twice. So Usyk's always going to be around. Usyk's a bit older than AJ. I'd like to say AJ would become world champion again. I'd like to say yes. He's definitely got the ability. He's been world champion before, Olympic champion. I think he's got mental scars from the first Ruiz fight. And to be fair to him, he was brave fighting Usyk twice, but he got beat. And you've heard my opinion on it before. I think AJ has to overcome some mental obstacles, but he's certainly got the ability to become world champion. But why I've said depends who's around. I think it's a tough fight for him against Tyson Fury. I really do. I think Fury, confidence-wise and stylistically, but Fury's, I think, past his best and on the slide, especially after that Ngannou fight. So who knows? And there's a couple of fighters coming up and making a bit of a surgence, and then you've got Ngannou who give Tyson Fury all he wanted. But I think a fit and ready Tyson Fury probably beats Ngannou quite comfortably. It'll never be that comfortable, but I think he'll outpoint him and keep him on the end of his reach and outwork him. If they ever rematched, if Tyson Fury takes it seriously, and if Tyson Fury can actually get back to his old self, which I'm not sure he can. So, yeah, I think AJ can become world champion, but in the current climate, he's going to struggle.
Okay, next question. Is cutting the queue at the bar a chinnable offence?
Cutting the queue? Oh, like jumping the queue? It must be a chinnable offence because somebody tried to chin me for cutting the queue. You know, when it's busy and you're just trying to sneak in, and then the barman obviously spotted the Cobra. Oh, there's Froch. What do you want? Someone was like, oh, I was here before you. I'm like, listen, mate, it's the job. Have a go at him, not me. I just want to get a drink. And the guy's losing the plot. So I ended up, because I'm such a nice guy, I ended up buying him a drink. But apparently, cutting the queue at the bar.
You mug.
Just call me a mug. No, I'm just a nice guy. He was bigger than me. Listen, you know what I'm like. I'm not worried about people in the bar having a go at me. But I'd rather buy someone a drink than chin them. But yeah, to answer your question, it obviously is a chinnable offence because somebody got the hump with me for doing it.
Will Rocco follow your footsteps and become world boxing champion? He's certainly got the talent.
He had a skills bout last week, so somebody might have seen that on my Instagram. I'd say no, and not because he won't have the ability, because obviously I'd back my son to do anything, be whatever he wants to be, but I don't want him to box. He's a nice kid, he's nice. I'm not just saying that. He goes to a nice school, he's got nice friends, he's a nice, polite young man.
He can handle himself, though.
No, he can, because he's always boxed. Yeah. But I don't know. When I grew up, my mum and dad split when I was young. I've got 2 brothers. He's got 2 younger sisters. It was rough for me and hard. Yeah. And I was scrapping from quite a young age. And I grew up in pubs from 15. So I just think that mentality and that hardened. I'm hardened from a young age. Yeah. I became self-sufficient from a young age. And it was hard growing up in the 80s and 90s with a single parent. Yeah. And Santa Claus never came to our house. Don't want to get the violins out, but... We was rough kids, me and my 2 brothers, Lee and Wayne. And Rocco has got, and his 2 sisters, Natalia and Penelope, they've got lovely lives. And I'm so glad I've been able to give them a nice life. And I just think that Rocco, I think he should stick to golf, and I'd rather him not box. However, last week, he had his first skills bout. He did well. Have a look on my Instagram. And
he does love it. He
does love it, yeah.
He firstly went into it for the training. It was fun. He got to see his friends. And now, all of a sudden, it's kind of progressed into a skills bout.
You weren't worried about him fighting, was you?
I mean, I was shaking.
Would you rather him not fight? If he said, I'm going to box and I want to fight properly.
I would rather him not, just because I know what you've been through and how hard and difficult
all I'd say to that is professional boxing is different to amateur boxing.
Yeah.
These kids with big 10-ounce gloves, because they're all big for them, head guards, so there's no headbutts and that because the clash head guards. And it's difficult to get hurt at that age because they don't punch really hard. But it's brilliant for the discipline, the mindset, the courage to get into the ring under them lights with the referee. And I wanted him to do it. And he walked to the ring and he said to me after, I was nervous, my belly was feeling a bit funny, like on the first tee at golf. So I thought, he's been nervous, but he's got in there. He's done it. He enjoyed it. He did love it.
He was buzzing afterwards.
After he boxed, he just coming home one evening, he's looking at the Instagram bits and looking at the
He got a trophy, which made it even better.
Yeah.
He came home with a trophy.
You can tell we're both really proud parents for Rocco. I just think it's brilliant for him. I think it should be compulsory for most schoolboys and girls.
There's nothing wrong with being able to throw a punch as a girl, self-defense.
No, I'd happily let my girls get in there and do what Rocco's done. But in terms of fighting, I'd rather say no to Rocco and my girls.
Yeah, you've done it for them, you see.
It is what it is. If they want to do it, they can. And now Rocco's done it. I think it's brilliant for him, and proud of him. And I know that he's grown as a human being and as a person. His personality's grown. It's given him character. Just that one fight. Yeah. And he will be doing more. He will be having more.
Yeah. So next question: would you come out of retirement to fight Joe Calzaghe? And who would you say would be the bookie's favourite?
You know what? Joe Calzaghe, you saw it as well, didn't you? There was something on social media that Joe Calzaghe said he wouldn't rule out a fight with me, Froch, the Cobra, Hall of Famer, 4-time world champion. Yeah, you know who I am. But he did say he'd fight me. So, would I have an exhibition fight with Joe Calzaghe? Yeah, I think I would. Problem is, why don't you fancy that?
I don't really fancy watching you again.
No.
Just the nerves. It's too stressful.
I think I'm too old.
No.
Calzaghe's older than me, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit older than me.
No, you've still got it. Don't worry about that.
Hey, she knows. She knows I've still got it. But no, in all seriousness, because he's as old, if not older than me, and we both know the game, I think we'll both be able to look after ourselves in the ring. Probably have 16-ounce gloves on now, because I don't want this nose getting smashed. Calzaghe can fight, as you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I probably would entertain a fight with Joe Calzaghe. I don't know what was mentioned. I mentioned it a minute ago about what was on social media, but there was a thing up there saying he wouldn't rule out a fight with Carl Froch. Then I tried to look into it, and I couldn't find it anywhere.
Exhibition.
No, it would be an exhibition. We wouldn't be licensed by the British Boxing Board of Control.
Knowing you.
I've already said that. Listen, if me and Joe Calzaghe had an exhibition, I don't know how long it'd be an exhibition for. Because he'd hit me, I'd hit him back. He'd be like, hang on a minute, we're both champions, retired champions, and both Hall of Famers. So we're going to both want to win, aren't we?
Yes,
and we don't speak now. We don't know it. We've got a mutual friend, Darren Barker, and he's trying to get us together over a game of golf. But if that fight with me and Calzaghe happened, that'd probably be massive. Yeah. It'd be an exhibition, but I think it'd be a full-on exhibition. But I'm not planning on fighting again. My back's sore at the minute anyway. Getting old. Still got it though.
How did you do your back?
Picking up a bloody jelly, what was it? Jelly lizard, wasn't it? You know them toys that the kids get and they throw them at the window and they stick to the window and leave a slug mark all the way down?
Yeah.
One of them was in the gym. So when anyone says, how's your back gone? I say, I've done it in the gym. But actually, I was just picking up a jelly lizard. But at an awkward angle on my back for the last 3 days, I've been banging the ibuprofen down me. Yeah, it's getting a little bit better, but yes, a little bit of a sign of age that is creeping in. Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Right, next question then. So this is from Stephen Craig. So many boxing questions for you, Carl, but the old romantic in me would love to know how you and Rachel met. Who made the move and where you went on your first date?
But you picked that question, didn't you?
I didn't know.
I'll let you answer it, actually. I'll answer it. Can you remember?
So, God, 15 years ago now it was.
Look how good I still look.
It was a long time ago.
That's quick,
so
isn't it?
we first met on through a mutual friend.
Adam Harris.
Yeah, and it was kind of a blind date.
He used to work for Mel Promoter and he knew you through she was Miss Maxine Global actually, wasn't you? You done really well. I Googled, had a look, and I thought, oh, she looks all right. Yeah, I'll have a little date with her.
And I'd already looked you up. I thought, right,
obviously,
okay.
She knew I was. Actually, I spoke to you just after I beat Jean Pascal. It was 2008, wasn't it?
It was just after.
No, 2009. Yeah. It was January
2009. Yeah.
And your dad's a massive boxing fan, isn't he?
Yeah.
Your late dad, Ray.
Yeah.
Good friends. Me and him were like best mates.
Yeah.
But yeah, we met up on a blind date. I'll let you tell the story. It was a mutual friend. Was it Hyde Park Corner?
So just on that, you'd text me before we met. You'd text me, and I was with my dad. That was the reason why
we had a conversation.
You'd mentioned my dad.
I built up the courage to send her a text.
Yeah.
And then I phoned you around Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, it was New Year.
I was lonely sitting on my own on the driveway, just about to go in my house. I thought, I had to build up the courage actually. It's hard to phone somebody and say, oh, hello, someone give me a number. But I'd always messaged you,
Yeah.
Said I'll give you a call soon. It was like 2 weeks later, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So I'll give you a call. You remember the call, can't you?
Yeah.
I was charmed. I charmed you, didn't
I don't know when.
You've charmed me.
You did, yeah. We did chat for ages, actually. It was like 2 hours. It felt like 2 minutes.
Really?
So it's nice when you can speak to someone like that. And then we met up in London. You kind of... Did you double book me?
Double book? Oh, I was meeting...
2 birds with 1 stone?
I was meeting 2 birds, yeah. Gangster. Proper geezer.
I didn't mean that.
I had a potential sponsor. I remember Joe something.
Whatever, yeah.
And I met up with him to talk about sponsorship, and I invited you along to the...
Yeah.
It was like a meal out, was it?
It took the pressure off it, though,
Where was the meal? Hyde Park Corner. Was it Jamie Oliver or
Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah. So we went for a nice meal.
It was great. We had a great night.
Yeah.
Actually, do you remember the end of it?
Yeah.
We ended up going to a strip club.
Stringfellas.
No, it was Spearmint
Platinum
Rhino.
Lane. Was it Platinum Lane?
Oh my God.
Was it Platinum Lane? Which one was it that I always frequent? Platinum Lace, was it?
Did you just list off 3?
I don't even know what they are. Yeah, I did actually.
It was Spearmint Rhino, whatever. I've only been there.
No, it was Platinum Lace.
Oh my God.
I think.
Anyway, whatever it was.
We went into a strip club on our first date. What's going on? We just went there.
I tell you what,
it
was fun.
All the women was on, Rachel, not me.
I was dancing on the table, and then all the women started. They were like on the table with me.
I was sitting there thinking, what's going on here? What about me? I'm world champ. But no, it was good. It was a good first date.
It was really fun.
We got on really well.
And then I think 2 weeks later,
You come up
We
to
kind
Nottingham,
of,
didn't you?
yeah, and then I never left.
I wouldn't let her leave. Got my hands around her, and yeah, I didn't want you to go. We just got on so well, didn't
We
we?
did, didn't we? Yeah.
We clicked as.
You know what? And we haven't been apart ever since.
I don't think well, no.
For nearly 15 years.
It's mad, isn't it?
I know. Time was. And
Let's
3
move on.
kids later.
This is getting too like.
Oh, okay.
It's getting too nostalgic. But it was a blind date. We both liked each other. I charmed her, and
Yeah.
15 years later, we've got 3 kids, and we're happily married.
Yeah.
And we're still going, aren't we?
We are still going. So, massive fan. This is Josh Jackson from Salford. What fight meant more to you? The last round comeback win against Jermaine Taylor or the demolition job against Bute? Love the show, Carl. Thanks so much for giving it everything in there and entertaining us.
Oh, nice one, mate. You can tell I don't read these questions before because I want it to be authentic and organic. The last round win against Jermaine Taylor was up there. That was my first defence, but I'd never been beaten as a professional. And he put me down, and I won in the dying seconds of the last round. But when I lost to Andre Ward at the end of the Super 6, it was, for me in my head, because I'm a winner and I want to always win, it was almost curtains on my career in my head. So that win against Lucian Bute at home in Nottingham, of all my family, friends in the crowd, it was an amazing atmosphere. It was packed. Yeah, your dad was there. It was just like everyone who I knew and grew up with at school, my brothers, my family, everyone was there, and it was such a good night because I was the underdog.
Yeah.
So I think the Bute win, great question. I think the Bute win just trumps the Jermaine Taylor last round comeback win.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
They're both up there with probably the best win of my career. But the Mikel Kessler rematch was brilliant. I love that. And obviously Chin Groves at Wembley was also a career highlight, a career ender. But no, the Bute one over the Jermaine Taylor one.
Actually, that reminds me, I read a comment, and I can't remember who it was from now, but he said, every time you mention the Bute fight, he put 10 grand on you to lose.
Did they?
So for Bute to win, I can't remember who it was now. I can't remember. But he said, every time you mention Bute, he said, it brings back really bad memories.
That's what you get for backing against the Cobra, betting against the Cobra. But the thing is,
we'd mention it again.
Listen, I was a massive underdog. I just lost a Ward, so I suppose that was a smart bet, 10 grand, but you'd be gutted losing 10 grand for Bute to beat me because he was the odds-on favourite. So if you'd have had that 10 grand on the Cobra, you'd have made some serious punts. But sorry, mate, what can I say? I beat him up. Don't bet against me. Right,
that's the end of the questions then. We've done for today.
Is that it? All
that's
done?
It, yeah.
Done and dusted. We didn't get through many questions because did I waffle a little bit?
No.
I hope I didn't waffle. Let us know in the comments if I was waffling. Thank you very much for sending in the questions. And this has been another episode of Froch on Fighting. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll let Rachel close the show.
No, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. It's really important. We're on, I don't know, I think over 60,000 subscribers now.
Us, it's a joint effort. Even when you're not in vision, you're asking the questions.
I know, yeah, true. Thank you.
Pleasure. So yeah, we'll see you next time.